Joanna Page and her husband James Thornton clash over where to live as she shares dream of moving to Spain. Joanna Page and her husband James Thornton clashed over where they would like to live as she declared she would like the family to move to Spain. The Gavin and Stacey actress, 49, who shares 4 children with her actor partner, 50, revealed on their podcast she wants them all to reside in Mallorca. Speaking on her podcast Lush with her husband, they revealed they had just returned from their family holiday to the island. But while Joanna said she would happily up sticks and relocate, James claimed he was more practical about the situation.
Flies and gnats invading your kitchen? Plug in the Zevo Flying Insect Trap to attract and catch flying pests with blue and UV light day and night. Want to check today's Amazon deal? Scan the QR code now or visit grabdeal.us/one before it's gone.
Joanna said, "I now want to move to Spain. I say it every year." Joanna then made her case for moving and said, "You know what, right? I don't know why you don't, and I'm coming to the realization that it's like, well, why can't we move to Spain? Why can't we just go, come on, let's up sticks. Let's just all move to Mallorca." James questioned, "You'd have to travel back here to work?" But Joanna argued, "No, I wouldn't when I've got to work. I've got to go away and film for like 3 days, and that's like all over the shop. It's not like I'd have to come for a couple of months. It's not a regular sort of thing. I'd just be nipping back and forth." James suggested he would never see her and she wouldn't be able to pop home every evening. Joanna then said, "This is where we're different, and how I can't believe that for the whole of your life you've put a limit on your experiences." Before James could give his own opinion, Joanna jumped in to tell him not to interrupt her while she was sharing her thoughts. She said, "Don't interrupt me. I know you're about to interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. Let me finish my sentence. You have got a limit on your experiences, and you've just decided you will never move to Spain or somewhere. And I don't know how you could have decided that for the rest of your life." James then said, "I'd just be on my own with all the kids while you're off staying in a hotel. I think you like the idea of it all, but I'm more practical about it. I'd love to do it when we retire. We could do something like that." He added, "I'll do the same then. I'll be in the village across the way, growing olives and making wine, eating meats and cheeses." Joanna recently made a very cheeky admission as she revealed how her and James keep the spark in their relationship alive. The couple have been married for 23 years and share children Eva, 13, Kit, 11, Noah, 9, and Beau, 4. And while the Gavin and Stacey star is constantly juggling work with mum life, she has revealed the pair still make time for each other and have wild sex. Joanna explained that because she is still co-sleeping with their youngest child, Beau, at the moment, her and James barely spend any time together, so make sure to prioritize their mornings. She told New Magazine, "Beau's at nursery, the children are at school, so James and I will turn to each other and say, let's just try and grab 5 minutes, let's quickly have some wild abandoned sex, and then maybe we'll have lunch at the local pub." Opening up about their relationship, she added, "We've been together for such a massive amount of time, we've managed to grow together. My personality has completely evolved from when we first met. That's what happens when you have 4 kids. But from the start, our goals and morals have always been the same, how we want to live, how we want to parent. But honestly, we don't get to spend much time together at all." Her wild sex confession comes after she admitted in February that parts of her decades-long marriage to husband James have been rubbish, and she spent 4 years sleeping in a separate bed. Speaking to the Daily Mail, Joanna said the couple have massive arguments as she refused to sugarcoat their relationship, blaming clashes between his northern, measured temperament and her manic, impulsive, and fiery nature, meaning they are rarely lovey-dovey. She even suggested they might not have survived had they adopted the less patient approach she believes some younger couples take. The star said, "If you're going through 26 years of marriage like me, it's not always going to be wonderful, it's going to be pretty rubbish. And sometimes you end up hating each other, you get bored of each other, they will really annoy you, and suddenly it will be wonderful again. You can't be with someone for 26 years and it be wonderful all the time. These days, people say, it's not working, let's just split up. And to go through 26 years, we're lucky because we have grown on the same path, so we still have the same thoughts and opinions. Yes, we do disagree with each other, we have massive arguments, but we have grown on the same path. We bicker all the time, We're not all lovey-dovey. He's quite slow and northern and measured, and I'm very manic and hysterical next to him and very impulsive and fiery. Be prepared, you have to work at marriage. Don't give up at the first sign of hard work. Always be kind and have a good sense of humor. Joanna met fellow actor James on the set of the BBC costume drama David Copperfield in 1999, and they married 4 years later. The couple now also have a podcast together, Lush, which forces the pair to sit down and talk to each other. James has become more relaxed in his newfound role of podcast co-host, as she explained. At first, he was quite wary and nervous because he's never done anything like this before, and he was really worried he wouldn't think of anything to say, but we were in the studio for 2 hours just chatting. We went in on an argument. We actually weren't even speaking, and I just said, "Right, come on," and it was like couples therapy. We are like ships passing in the night sometimes because there's so much going on with the children that we don't have time to sit down and talk to each other. We talked and talked and talked, and when it finished, he was like a new man, he was buzzing, and full of life, and we really connected. During one episode, we talked about all the things that are better than getting back into my marital bed after 4 years of sleeping with Beau. We know everything about each other, but it's quite liberating talking about those things and delving into those things. There are loads of different things that have happened to us over the years, but sitting in a room and talking about our opinions and asking our listeners, like we have had a whole debate about the heating. There's nothing off the table at all. We have been together for 26 years now, so there are no topics off limits.